Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Moosh, and today we are going to be talking about Metallica's album, Kill 'Em All, which is my favorite Metallica album. A lot of you, with your pompous opinions, are upset because of my lack of detail and, I quote-unquote, my lack of respect and lack of credibility. I'm mostly here for entertainment. I am not an AI robot, nor am I Anthony Fantano. So if you want more informative and super accurate details about music, then go watch someone else. I'm so sorry. But y'all are caring too much. Just saying. Anyways, let's talk a bit about Metallica's Kill 'Em All album. There is a lot of pre-information, including like their demo sorta days prior to Kirk Hammett and even prior to Cliff Burton. So yeah, let's just talk a little bit about this. Kill 'Em All was released July 25th, 1983. It was produced by Paul Kursorow, and the executive producer was John Zazula, who they called Johnny Z. I do believe he passed away last year. They didn't really use Paul Kursorow much after the release of this album due to not getting along. So yeah, this was released like 2 years after the band formed. Metallica was actually formed in 1981. The owner of Metal Blade Records, Brian Slagel, wanted Metallica to make a song for his compilation album. It was his first edition of his Metal Massacre compilation. So they chose Hit the Lights. And at the time, it was James Hetfield, Lars Ulrich, Dave Mustaine, and bassist Ron McGovney, who was James Hetfield's childhood best friend at the time. So they ended up recording their demo in 1982, I believe. Don't quote me on that. It was called No Life to Leather, and it had Hit the Lights, Phantom Lord, Metal Militia, and Seek and Destroy on it. And that had everyone in the band at the time, including Ron McGovney, Dave Mustaine, Lars Ulrich, and James Hetfield. So then Ron McGovney decided to leave the band, and they had to find a new bassist. He left the band because of basically disputes with Dave Mustaine, which is fine. Makes sense. Anyway, so they ended up finding Cliff Burton. Well, Lars Ulrich found him. Lars was at a nightclub in West Hollywood called Troubadour. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that. And so he was like, yo, Cliff, I saw you playing in that band called Trauma. Do you want to be in our band called Metallica? Because it's probably so much cooler, man. It'll do so much better. And then Cliff was like, yeah, man, I guess so. But on one condition, we got to move to San Francisco. So the band relocated to San Francisco. And then finally, they started recording the actual album, Kill 'Em All. And that took place at, well, it started at least, I think. I'm not sure if it took place the whole time, at Mark Whitaker's mansion, which they called the Metallica Mansion. Their initial budget for it was $8,000, which is like equivalent to $25,000 nowadays. Brian Slagel, I'm so sorry. He didn't have the funds at the time to help Metallica produce and record this. So Lars contacted John Zazula, who was the owner of a record store and helped promote heavy metal bands at the time, which is super cool. So he started out like small. I feel like most people start out that way, except for Drake. So they ended up renting a U-Haul and moving to New Jersey. They allowed John Zazula to sell and give out copies of their demo, No Life to Leather. Oh, my screen keeps turning off because I'm talking too much. So yeah, that helped the bands and basically, created this album. So yeah, on the demo though, Hit the Lights was initially written by Ron McGovney and James Hetfield. Then the rest of the tracks on the demo were written by the whole band at the time, which was Ron McGovney, James Hetfield, Lars Ulrich, and Dave Mustaine. So finally, it is April 1983, and the band decides to fire Dave Mustaine because he's probably being a pain in the ass. Mark Whitaker at the time, he was also the manager of a band called Exodus, and the guitarist in that band was, I was gonna say James Kirk. Was Kirk Hammett. So that's when they found Kirk Hammett, and so Kirk pretty much learned all the guitar to the demos and like put his own twist on a lot of the solos and probably just a lot of the guitar in general, just so it wasn't an exact copy. And yeah, Dave Mustaine did not want them to use his music, which I totally get, but they did anyways. Then they met Paul Cursero, who helped them produce the album. They recorded it in about 2 weeks. Fun fact, Paul Cursero didn't like the demo tapes. He thought the sound was too distorted. And he also, while they were recording this album, had the space set up for like a rock band instead of a heavy metal band. So that didn't help. They had some differences with him, and it didn't make it easy. Hence why he was only the producer of one Metallica album. Hence why it got an A on my Metallica tier list instead of an S. Metallica ended up resenting Paul Cursero, and he basically didn't have much impact on their music or sound. And yes, Dave Mustaine still has his credits to the music on here, so at least they gave him credit to the songs he did help write. So John Zazula didn't actually like how the album Kill 'Em All sounded at first, like the original mixture of it. So yeah, he thought the drums were too loud and the guitar was too low. So they ended up finding another sound engineer to remix it, and that brought the total cost from $8,000 to $15,000. Then John Zazula was like basically bankrupt or in debt for trying to help Metallica make this album. But I think it paid off eventually. John Zazula had a hard time finding someone to like distribute this record, but he eventually convinced Relativity Recordings to distribute and produce this album. Metallica's original album name for Kill 'Em All was Metal Up Your Ass, and it had a hand with a dagger coming up the toilet. I think a lot of people know that already and have seen the shirts for that. I have. It's pretty epic. Of course, no one really allowed that. John Zazula convinced them to change it, and actually it was Cliff Burton's idea to he came up with the name Kill 'Em All basically because he was pissed. Quote unquote, he said, "Those record company fuckers, kill 'em all." And that's where Kill 'Em All came from. Also, I don't know if this is like 100% factual, but Cliff also carried around a hammer and would like destroy stuff all the time. Don't quote me on it. But that's obviously where the hammer came from. Anyways, I love the album cover, and I love this album. It's amazing. The playthrough is fucking awesome. I'm sorry to the haters out there who just hate me for me. That's fine. Not everyone's gonna like me, and not everyone's gonna like you. So if we were all the same, life would be a boring place. There is also a live bootleg recording from 1982 at the Old Waldorf. I do also think some of you know that and don't need me to tell you. Every issue produced has the phrase, "Bang that head that doesn't bang." And it's right here. Bang that head that doesn't bang. And that's a dedication to their early friend, fan, Ray Birch. They're probably friends to a point, who went to their early shows in San Francisco and would headbang. Pretty cool. That's nice of them. This was the first thrash metal album to be released in the US. It didn't make billboards till Master of Puppets, which I suppose makes sense because Master of Puppets was like such a hit. So the inside has, I don't have anything too fancy here. It's just all the lyrics. Also gives more credits to a lot of people that I'm not going to name. I'm so sorry. Go read it yourself. So side 1, we got Hit the Lights, The Four Horsemen, Motor Breath, Jump in the Fire, Anesthesia, Pulling Teeth, Whiplash, Phantom Lord, No Remorse, Seek and Destroy, and Metal Militia. This is about Metallica's best album in my eyes, Kill 'Em All. I love it so much. To each their own. If it's not your favorite, that's cool. If you don't like it, that's cool. I just don't care. It's my favorite. Look how young they are. So young. Babies. I always thought Kirk Hammett was so cute. And he can shred the guitar. It's really nice. So nice. Lars is cute too. He's like tiny. I don't know. He's so tiny behind the drums. Oh my god. Anyways, I should stop talking. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. And yeah, my shirt, bad news, travels fast. And it does. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked this video on Metallica's Kill 'Em All. Let me know what your favorite track is on that album, if you have one at all. Okay, peace and love to you all. Don't forget to subscribe and keep it metal, but also keep it nice and peaceful, okay? Like and subscribe my video, okay? Don't forget to comment below. It helps my channel, subscribing, liking, commenting. Thanks so much for watching, and to my subscribers for sticking through this with me. Okay guys, have a great December and enjoy the holiday season. Alright guys, peace.